I just want to give thanks, glory, honor, and praise to the MostHighYah. So, I was supposed to go and get my last dose of chemo Wednesday. And results from my PET scan came back. And there was no trace of cancer, no activity. And I am so thankful for that. All praises to the MostHighYah for that. But at the same time, he wouldn't give me the chemo because my blood platelets were too low. So I have to go back for my last dose next week, or this week coming up next week. So I'm thankful for that. You know, I'm really ready to get the chemo over with, but now I got to get my blood good because I don't want to have a transfusion. I really don't. So I figure if I just eat the leafy greens and take a lot of vitamin C and all of that, and that should hopefully get the job done. And I hopefully can get that done before I go back next week so that I can get this chemo and I'll be done with the chemo. But I still have to keep going back for treatments, for fluids, keep my vitals up. So I'm just thankful. I'm very thankful. I'm also thankful that the town that I live in did not get hit by Helene here in North Carolina. I am so thankful for that. A lot to be thankful for. I have a lot to be thankful for, so I'm just giving glory to the Most High right now. Thankful that there's no traces of cancer activity, no traces. He's a good God, y'all. The true and living God. The one and only true and living God. I was listening to the book of Jasher the other day. And it takes me back to Abraham. Abram. Before he became Abraham. When he was a young man. When he was a little boy. And how he destroyed all of his father's idols. The idols that his father created, he destroyed them with a hammer. But he left the big idol and put the big idol in the hands, and put the hammer in the hands of the big idol to make it look like he was the one that killed the other idols. Abraham put food in front of those idols before he knocked them over. He put food in front of the idols to see if they would eat it, because he couldn't understand how his father or how his parents could worship something that's not living, something that can't eat, that can't sleep, that can't speak, that can't touch. Abraham took a hammer and smashed all those idols except for one. When his father came and asked him what did you do? What did you do? He said, it wasn't me. It was the big idol that did it. The true and living God is real. He's a living God. He's the only living God. There's nothing before him, and there won't be anything after him.
Who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow. I said, who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow. Who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow. Who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow. I said, who's on point like a dart or an arrow. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, BeeSparrow. Who's on point like a dart or an arrow?
What is up, y'all? You're listening to BeeSparrow on Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.
So yes, I have a lot to be thankful for. Last month, I lost a high school classmate. Last night, I lost a high school classmate. Last year, I lost a high school classmate. So many of my classmates are passing away. So many people that I know are passing away. So I know that we are living in judgment times. End times and judgment time. A lot of people think that Helene hit sundown towns. You know what a sundown town is? It's a town where black people have to be out of after dark. A lot of people don't think that those towns exist anymore. But I'm here to tell you that they do. A lot of people think that their hurricane was sent in western North Carolina because of Javion McGee, who was found dead against a tree with a rope around his neck in Henderson, North Carolina. He was a truck driver. So a lot of people think that... because a lot of towns were wiped out in western North Carolina. Just wiped out. I don't know if Henderson is a sundown town. I know that's where Fantasia is from, the singer. But this article says supplies arrived by plane and by mule in North Carolina as Helene's death toll tops 130. 130 people was killed by this hurricane. Asheville, North Carolina was left with widespread devastation, revealing a wasteland of splintered houses, crushed cargo containers, and mud-covered highways, and one of the worst storms in U.S. history. A crisis was unfolding in western North Carolina where residents stranded by washed-out roads and by a lack of power and cellular service lined up for fresh water and a chance to message loved ones days after the storm that they were alive. At least 133 deaths in 6 southeastern states have been attributed to the storm that inflicted damage from Florida's Gulf Coast to the Appalachian Mountains in Virginia. The toll steadily rose as emergency workers researched areas that were isolated. This is really big, y'all. I saw a video where a man, he was literally cussing the U.S. government out because they weren't allowed to go help each other. He literally cursed them out. But the way they was talking was that they weren't receiving any help. But this article from CNN just said that supplies was dropped off by plane and a mule. So, I'm sorry that this happened to people, but I am so thankful to the MostHighYah that He spared me and my family and my friends. I am so thankful. So I really, honestly, and truly believe that we are living in judgment. The Most High is judging, and it's time for us to get back to Him. Because contrary to what a lot of people believe, Yahshua HaMashiach is on His way back. And I want to be with Him. I want to go into the wilderness with Him. Because the Most High said that He's going to gather us in the wilderness, the ones that He dispersed to the four corners of the earth via slave ship, the ones that He